Hi guys, and welcome back to another weekly craft vlog. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you to everyone that's been watching my vlogs and taking the time to comment, giving thumbs up, etc. I really appreciate it. I know it's like a relatively new sort of vlog for my channel, so thank you for all of your support. If you are new here, welcome and thanks for clicking on my video, and if you are returning, thank you so much guys for coming back again. So it is actually Wednesday, so we're part of the way through the week. Normally, I have my vlogs running through from a Sunday through to the Saturday, and then they upload on a Sunday. But I've had my sister here with my niece, so we've had visitors, so I haven't been doing any knitting at all. I did pick up my needles a bit last night, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you what I'm currently working on and what I'm going to be looking at for the week ahead. So it's only going to be a few days knitting this week, but I'm sure we're going to have lots of stuff to do, lots of interesting things to catch up on. So what have I got? Right, first thing I've got, actually, I picked this up this morning for a couple of rows, and it is still this sock of my husband's. Oh, I meant to say to you as well, everyone, you can follow me in these places. I do forget to do this. So I am obviously here on YouTube. On Instagram, my Instagram page is Handmade by Marcea. This is my QR code you can scan if you want to go follow me there. That'd be lovely. I am trying to do little updates and things on there. And then on TikTok, I am called Handmade by Marcea as well. And this is the QR there. I've done a couple of TikToks. I'm trying to. And then I have a Ravelry profile as well. So this is my profile page. Click on there. Anything that I'm working on is listed in the projects. So if you go on there, and it'll have all the information about the yarn that I'm using, the needle size, etc, 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 and any sort of like project notes that I'm doing. You can also see my completed projects as well on there. All right then, so yes, back onto what I was saying. Still working on Glenn's sock. This is the One More Step sock, is it? Yes, One More Step by Denise DeSantis, which is Earthtones girl. So I've actually placed a little marker this morning, so I've just done a couple of rows. I'm still just on the foot section, still sock one, not getting on very far with it. I do think that I've maybe made a couple of miscounts along the way. It's only a 4-row pattern, but I think at one point, I don't know if I did maybe did it a row too early, potentially. What I'm going to do, I'm going to count up on the stockinette section of it and put a marker every 10 rows, and then that way it'll be fine. But I'm just going to count the cables. It's going to be close enough, but yeah, normally I'm pretty precise, but my row counter was out compared to where my cables were, and that's confused me a bit. So I'm not really sure, but I'll just count up the stockinette, and as long as they kind of like each sock kind of like marries up for the same, and that's fine. But yeah, this is the Yarn Smiths Merino Superwash sock wool. It is a 75-25 blend, and this shade is Rainy Days, and it's lovely. It's like a 4-ply, and I'm knitting it on a 2.5mm circular needle. It's lovely. It's really nice. So yeah, it's coming on. I'd really like to finish this sock this week if possible. We shall see, but that is a bit of hope, fingers crossed. Hopefully that's going to happen. So yeah, we're going to be working on that this week. That's being carried forward. Another thing we've got is my sock that I've got from my 52 weeks of socks project. This is the Linea sock, and I'm knitting it using Drops Fable. I did put a little marker as to where I've started this week. I did a couple of rows yesterday, as you can see. I'm really enjoying this. I think I've just got a couple of rows left, and then that'll be my first pattern repeat done. I'm really loving it. It's definitely much more rustic yarn than the Yarn Smiths, but look, the stitch definition looks beautiful actually. It looks really nice, but I'm happy with this, so we'll continue on, see how we go. But this knits up really fast. Now, obviously I've got my book, 52 weeks of socks, she says. Where is it? It's here. But when I'm knitting at night, it can be a wee bit cumbersome. Now, I know there is an app where you can transfer things in, if you had like the digital pattern, if you like this actual sock, on my project page, I've actually got it linked as the digital sock. It is available on Ravelry, so I've kind of linked that as my project. But yeah, this is the book, but rather than having the book out when I'm following the pattern, I've taken a copy of the chart, because you follow a chart. I don't want to show too much of it, obviously, because it's a paid pattern. But what I've done, I've photocopied it. Well, I've taken a photo, excuse me, with my phone, printed it out. And I got this little thing off Temu. And it's great because you can just pop your pattern on, keep it on with the little magnets. And then it's got like a magnetic ruler. So you can put it on so you know exactly what row you're on. So I really quite like that. And I've just got that sat at the side when I'm working on it. So yeah, that's that. I also still keep a count of my rows with my little row counter. I've got one for all my projects. But yeah, this is coming on. So it'd be nice just to continue on with the foot, get a little bit of work done with that, although my focus is going to be on Glenn's sock. But I just really want to get this one growing because this is for me and I want it. So, but yeah, it's coming on really, really nicely. This one is a taupe sock, as you can see. It's my first taupe sock that I have done. So I'm going to be learning as I go. So that's been brought forward. I've got my cloud sweater by PetiteKnit. So there's a couple of bits I want to talk to you about this for this week. Now, last week, as you know, I did pick up my neck. And I actually have... Where was I up to last week? Was this my... Where was my progress keeper from last time, she says. Oh, I must have been here. So here I was last week. So I've worked this far of the length. I did that until I ran out of my drops. I can't think what it's called. Drops Air. Yes, I'm using Drops Air and the Drops Kid Silk held double. Sorry, I should have told you that. It's a paid pattern. It's the cloud sweater by PetiteKnit. Again, links are on my Ravelry page. So yeah, I did a few rows last week on the bottom. I wanted to finish that ball of yarn off before I join the next one. But then I decided to pick up the neck. So I've picked that up. I'm ready to cast my neck off. So I've been looking at Ravelry notes and things like that, and I have seen like quite a good cast off for the neck, like a stretchy cast off. I think it's like the Icelandic bind off. So I've had a look at that. It looks pretty straightforward. So I'm going to give that a go, and then we'll try it on to make sure it goes over my neck. It did go over my neck before I did the neck portion. So we shall see. And then I think before I continue on with the length, I think I'd quite like to pick up the arms and start knitting the arms. And then I can get them done and I can see how much yarn I've got left, which will determine how long I do the body. What I don't want to do is do like a nice big oversized sweater and then run out of yarn when I'm doing the sleeves. I'd far rather have a really nice fitting sleeve. So yeah, I'm going to do my sleeves next. I did want to do the neck first before the sleeves in case that affected the length, if it brought the shoulders up a wee bit. Sorry, my husband's working in the kitchen in case you can hear a bit of background noise. So yeah, next job is cast off the neck, then pick up one of the sleeves, and then we'll go from there. But we'll maybe have a try on this week as well. The only thing that's concerning me is it does feel itchy. I've never knit myself a sweater before, and I think this mohair, I think I'm going to be a little bit sensitive to it. Whilst it feels really nice when I'm knitting it, I tried it on and I was just like, oh, I don't know if that just feels a bit itchy. It may soften up when it's blocked. If any of you have got experience of, if you've made any projects using the Drops Kid Silk, let me know what your thoughts on it are. Also, suggestions for mohairs or alternatives for future projects would be really, really useful. But yeah, that's where we are. I will move all my stitch markers on my projects to the starting points for this week. This can get moved down to there and then we'll kind of know where we're up to. What else? Oh, and I've got my blanket, the Around the Bases blanket. Obviously, I didn't work on it last week. Oh my God, Glenn's so noisy. And I'd made a mistake, if you remember, on my popcorn stitch round on my last row. I did one too many half double crochets between the popcorns. I've decided I am going to rip it out because it'll just do me head in over the time. And I know that no one will be able to know, and no one will really notice it apart from me, but I know it's there and I've worked on it over 10 years. So we're going to just rip that one row back, and I'll probably try and get that done this week, maybe when I'm watching TV. What else? Oh, I haven't started yet my cross stitch, which I was going to do, but I'm going away to the lakes in a couple of weeks, so I might take that with me as a little like project to do as well. So we shall see, but that has to be done as well. So I think that's pretty much where we're up to. I just wanted to pop on, say hello, and get my introduction started, so that any work now, I'll just keep popping on and doing little progress check-ins and things. A few of you mentioned that you'd like to see me like do some resin and like diamond paint, other things. Some of my other crafts, make some Christmas cards. Totally agree. I just need to, I've got a really busy couple of weeks and we've been having a lot done in the house and one thing and another, but definitely need to get back in my craft room and get all these other things done. Once my craft room is properly set up and sorted, this is definitely going to be a lot more of a mixed crafts sort of vlog. Definitely we'll be doing like jewellery making, resin, card making, like paper crafts, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but anyway, that is it for now. I'll be back later when I've got something to show you. Happy crafting, see you in a wee bit. Okay, so I've watched a few tutorials again just to remind myself about the Italian bind off. So they kind of say like start with just do a knit stitch first. I have to say I've just I think what I'm going to do actually is where's the front? This is the front and this is the back, and I actually think I want my bind off to start in the middle of the back, just in case if there is a bit of a you can see where it maybe ends off on the edge of the neck. So I'm just going to maybe knit halfway around actually, and then yeah, we'll do it from like the middle of the back of the neck, if that makes sense, just so that'll be like the last stitch of my bind off. So hopefully it should be a wee bit neater and whatnot. Just trying to knit this nice and not too tight. So wondering if I should have had maybe done the neck in a bigger size needle, and I was wondering whether I should do the bind off in a bigger one. The Icelandic bind off, as I say, there is a stretchy bind off apparently, so we shall see. If it is too tight and it won't go over my head, I'll do it with I'll have to undo it, I suppose, and try it again with a bigger needle. So I just want this to be roughly like in the middle of the back of my neck. Let me just knit a few more stitches. Okay, so that's kind of, I'm happy with that. It's going to be like hidden by my hair and whatever there. So basically, if you're working in the flat or whatever, then I've got a wee bit of a tangle because I have not been working on this for a few days. And let's have a look here what's happened. There we go. It's just my mohair's a bit out of whack with my other one, so I want to make sure that's all thingy. So what you would normally do, you'd knit a stitch and then you would slip it back purlwise, and then you keep the needle in there, and then you come round to knit your next stitch, bringing that through so it creates like an X. You knit that one. I want to be really careful with my mohair that I don't split it, and then you hang on, I'm going to just come back out of those because where are we? It goes through. Well, what have I done here? Hang on, that's it. So it's through that one, knit that one, yarn round, that's it there, and then slip both stitches off. Then you go to slip this one back and you repeat. So basically then you slip that back on purlwise, then go to knit your next stitch, bringing it just through, and then here we go, and then off, So I am gonna do a little bit first. I'm gonna come back and see you. Just want to make sure I am doing this right. I think I am. I just want to be able to concentrate. And it's meant to give you a really lovely finish. Just because I've got 2 strands here, I want to make sure I'm catching both strands and not splitting the other one as well. It can be a wee bit tricky. There we are. Yeah, and it's meant to give an absolutely gorgeous, like, rolled, braided edge to your cast off, which I am looking forward to seeing how that looks. Right, I'm gonna look at this through my light. Let me just put that back. I'm gonna come back in a minute because I'm worried I might be I think I've dropped my mohair stitch there. That needs to go on there. Right, this is what I want to make sure that I don't mess up my stitches. Guys, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to put it on time lapse and we'll come back and have a look. But can you see the edging is looking really nice? It's like a braided edge. It looks so lovely. Right, I'll be back in 2 ticks. Everyone, I have finished the bind off and this is how it's looking. It's I think it looks great and it's really nice and stretchy. So I'm hoping this is going to go over and be all okay. So, but anyway, that is that done. And the reason that looks so chunky there is that's because I held the yarn in to knitting the ends as I was going from the bits that had been left over from the back yoke. So yeah, that's already knitting, so I don't have to worry about those ends. So yay, that is that. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a little look about picking up the sleeves. Well, look at that sunshine. Sorry guys. We'll have a little look about picking up the sleeves and go from there. But it's like, I think all of a sudden this is going to be done, you know. I really think it's coming on really, really nicely. I've got this much from the neck that I'd started, so I think I'll probably use this on my sleeve. Will I? How much do I need for a sleeve? I might start a new ball for my sleeve. I can see how much is on there because this can just go onto the bottom anyway. That'd be absolutely fine. I honestly don't know how much yarn it takes for a sleeve. I'm absolutely useless. But yeah, I'm going to start a new ball, I think. Gauge that. And then I've got some mohair here. Sorry, Glenn is still being very noisy. I've got some mohair there. I've got my mohair there for the body as well, in a little bag, so I don't get that mixed up on my ends. But first job completed. Yay. I meant to say, let me just turn you around. So this is going to be a bit tricky to show you. Ignore my cup of tea of it, but look, can you see like the edging of it? It creates that beautiful like braided effect on the bind off. So if you've got like a garter stitch project, that would be really nice. Ignore my nails again, infilled. Should have been done last week, but I couldn't make my appointment. But yeah, it makes a beautiful braided bind off. Really gorgeous. And then obviously because it's a stockinette colour, it's rolling really, really nicely. So yeah, there we are. My husband is in big trouble. I'm a dreadful vlogger. I haven't been on this week. I've just not done that much crafting. It's just one of those weeks, and it is Sunday morning, so really this should be the start of next week's vlog. But I wanted to just come on and say goodbye and thank you for watching. How shocking. It's just been a super busy week. I have done some work on Glenn's sock though, so I want to just show you that. I'll just finish off the vlog by showing you this, and I'm about ready to do the toe. He's tried it on, which I should have shown you, but anyway, he's really pleased with it. He says, oh, it feels really lovely. So I have actually I did make a count error somewhere along here. And I think I did, yeah, extra rows on the repeat before doing the little cable. I don't know what happened. I just got a bit muddled, I don't know why. It's only a four row repeat. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So what I have done though, I've gone back to the beginning, and every 10 rows I've just stuck these marks in just so I can get the second sock kind of like the same length, there or thereabouts. So yeah, it's coming on really well. So I started the beginning of this week, which was actually halfway through the week here. So this marker here. So I've done all of this. I have tried to work pretty much, if I've had chance to knit, just exclusively on Glen's sock. This has been on my needles for so long. I just need to I need to make some progress. And actually it knits up super quick. So I think I need to just knuckle down and get it done. So yeah, I'm just about ready to do, I think I've got another couple of rows to do. Because you finish on a cable row, like a row 4 of the repeat. Oh, my next row is the cable row. So I'm going to do that cable row. I'll try it back on him. So we can maybe start off next video with that, with his gnarly nails out. And there, so yeah, that's kind of where we finished up at. So a very nothingy vlog really this week. Not much going on. I have obviously got my neck done on my sweater, which was good. And I don't know why I'm feeling a bit anxious about picking up the sleeves, which is ridiculous. So I just need to, my plans for next week, okay, goals for next week. I'm not going to have loads of knitting again, more so Monday to Friday, Sunday to Friday, I'm going to have, well, actually that's most of the week. So yeah, I should be able to get quite a bit of knitting done. But then my grandson's coming next Friday for the weekend, and then we're going to be going away to the lakes the week after that. So I need to have some things that I can take with me. So yeah, I want to get my sleeve cast on next week. I want to finish at least one of Glen's socks, maybe get the other sock cast on and maybe take that with me as a project to take on holiday, along with, I need to get more done on my own sock. I don't think I've got very much done. I've completed one full pattern. I can't remember where I was up to. Oh, where were we up to? We were up to there at the start of this week, I think. So I've only done this much, not much. However, I have finished the pattern repeat and just started the second pattern. I'm loving this. It's looking fab. So we'll continue on with this. It feels, the difference in yarn from this to the yarn smith is incredible actually. It's like night and day. But this is, I'm going to be happy to wear it. Hopefully it'll fit. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're up to. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Just sign off. But next week's vlog, I'll be starting off like this because it is actually Sunday. So happy crafting. Let me know what you're working on, guys. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll see you all very soon. Mwah! Bye for now.